It was a sad morning here at this church in South Baltimore where family and friends came to pay their final respects to Marcus Harville. Here at the Citizens on Patrol rally, families get to see what firefighters and police officers do in their everyday lives, including sing in the cab of a fire truck. This is where John Smith was standing right here in the corner of Washburn and 9th Street. Now, before the gunman took off, he tossed his gun right here on the grassy knoll. Whitney McGee is going through what every mother fears.
I'm hurt. That's my son. Somebody walking around Baltimore City with my son.
Whitney's 7-month-old son, Kion Birch, was last seen around 5 p.m. yesterday at his father's house in the 1100 block of Lyndhurst Avenue.
My son's father left him in the house with some female, and she walked off with my son.
That female is 16-year-old Janae Boozer, who police say was taking care of Kion while his father was out of the house. Police describe her as 5 feet 4 inches with a blonde mohawk and facial piercings. She was last seen wearing a purple-colored leopard pattern top and skirt.
And then this girl looks so familiar.
Whitney's family asks that anyone with any information on Kion's whereabouts should step forward.
We just want him back home safely. That's what we need. That's what my daughter needs.
Father, every person in this circle, I pray that you give them the strength.
But even praying and being surrounded by family isn't comforting Whitney.
Ain't nothing gonna help me till I see my son. Ain't nothing gonna help me till I see my son.
In Baltimore, Brandon Goldner, WBAL-TV 11 News. Tyrone Butler didn't expect all of this activity during his Saturday afternoon.
Unusual for me. I don't see this system.
But it's not the police, not the firefighters, not even the paramedics that's unusual for Tyrone to see and hear.
Oh, I was chilling in the house. Just heard this big explosion.
This is what he heard. 2 cars completely crushed. But it was what Tyrone saw that left him in shock.
The van. That van up there, I was just tore apart. The guy was laying out there.
That man was Wendell Hairston, a Baltimore City music teacher for almost 40 years. He was pronounced dead at an area hospital. Police say this white Mercedes crashed into Wendell's car, evading police because the Mercedes was stolen. This is where it all started, right here in the 2000 block of Liberty Heights Avenue, where police say 2 suspects shot a man in the chest and then took his white Mercedes-Benz on a joyride. Police say the man who was shot will survive. After the shooting, the Mercedes was seen driving around this Liberty Heights neighborhood. Police were closing in, but then
ultimately, we got a call moments later stating that that white Mercedes had crashed at Bell Avenue in Ferndale. It struck 2 vehicles, ejecting 1 man out of the vehicle.
Police say possibly 2 men fled after the crash. They found one of them.
Moments ago, we just located one of the suspects hiding behind one of the houses on Ferndale, pretty much up against trash next to the porch.
But for Tyrone Butler, what he saw today won't leave his mind anytime soon.
Blew my mind. That's all I can say.
In Liberty Heights, Brandon Goldner, WBAL-TV 11 News. It's just after 7:30 in the morning. While most students living in the University of Maryland's Caroline Hall are sleeping, housekeeper Ralph Hammy's day is already well underway.
5:30 in the morning. I got to punch in at 7:30. 4 years now.
Ralph starts this early morning by getting his most difficult task out of the way, this being especially difficult when it's a Monday.
If you have nobody to work on Saturdays, when you come in Monday, the trash has never been pulled since Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, it piles up.
Next step is mopping the floors in the hallways, stairwells, and bathrooms. Ralph transferred into housekeeping after working in the dining hall for a number of years. He said he wanted a job with better pay and better benefits. But, one second. But he soon realized that money wasn't his primary motivator.
The students here give me a lot of energy, so it makes my job go pretty fast.
Sophomore Joe Bradshaw is just one of the students Ralph frequently talks to.
He's a hell of a nice guy. Best housekeeper out there. I mean, he brightens up my day.
Ralph and Joe mostly talk about their shared taste in music.
A lot of times I'll be listening to some old school rap like Wu-Tang or Nas, and he likes that. That's his era. And we'll talk for a long time about music, sports, whatever, you name it.
Here we go.
For sophomore Jean Campo, it was a pull-up bar that got him and Ralph talking.
He asked me if he could use it, and he just started using it. And so every time I see him and I'm like working out or whatever, he'll jump in on it. He just kind of hangs out with me whenever I'm lifting.
As the day goes on, Ralph moves to cleaning the bathrooms. He commonly talks to students while he's cleaning, reminding them of why they're here.
Letting them know they continue to go to school with a payoff.
And as Ralph tries to encourage students, they of course return the favor.
Seeing them in the morning, greeting them, they greet me with a smile and just let me know how important my job is to keep the building clean for the students.
You can actually argue that Ralph doesn't keep the building clean for students, he keeps the building clean for his friends. In Caroline Hall, Brandon Goldner for Journalism Class 203.